We've got a crazy amount of title fights here. I just noticed. Um, Only a couple unification bouts. There's so many title fights that I think we're only going to watch the unification bouts. But I'll just give you a quick look at them all, and I'll stop on the results because I think it should show the results for all of them in the mail section when I advance to next week. Not even going to try to pronounce either of these names, but we're going to go super fast because, again, we've just got a lot to get through. Ooh, it's a round 1 TKO and still. That's crazy. A round 1 TKO at straw weight. I mean, I guess it is kind of easy to KO a straw weight. No, it's easy to KO a straw weight. You think it would be harder, but it sort of comes back around. They're so small that it's easy to KO them. I don't like using a them to refer to an entire weight class. There's no them. I'm not a very big dude myself, so I mean, I can't really talk about little guys. I'm not a super tall guy. I don't know if I've ever watched a straw weight bout though. Let's see. There are definitely some really badass straw weights I've heard of in real life. I unfortunately can't think of any off the top of my head. Here's the WBA IBF World Bantamweight title. Looks like I would favor Esparza. You can gamble on these too. By the way, there's betting, so you can gamble in-game money on them. Let's see who wins this one. Again, I like Esparza here. Maybe I should have gambled on Esparza. That's a good way to make money when you're about to go broke, though, is going and gamble on the fights. Big round for Esparza there in round 8. He's well ahead in the fight. Yeah, well ahead. Another big round. Another big round. Now he's got him at 0%. And Japan are in tears. Esparza walks out with the belt. 2 belts, WBA and the IBF. I do wonder how long it's going to take all these divisions to unify. It'll probably take us to do it. It's going to take a long time with there being twice as many divisions, though, as last time I played this game, as I've said before. And Mehdi Yusupov is maybe my personal favorite fighter right now. Just when I looked at all the champions, he was the one who pretty much impressed me the most. Super middleweight, 6 feet tall, 35-0. And he's fighting Michael Forrest out of Dallas, USA, who's got 13 losses. So let's see how this goes for Michael Forrest. Might be a short night. He's got a 3-inch height advantage. He knocks him down in the first round. Oh, wow. Do we have an upset on the cards here? And it's a knockdown into a struggles to defeat at the count of 9, and then a technical knockout from Mehdi Yusupov. Forget I said anything about Michael Forrest. Michael Forrest made it a little bit of a battle, but he only lands 3 power punches in the fight and gets that one lucky knockdown in the first round. Yusupov just sleeping a little bit. Came out a little bit slow and got punished for it, but made up for it real quick, and he's now the unified super middleweight champion of the world. And another thing to take a look at, who's gonna unify first. See what I mean about this being a fun world to get lost in? Just find your favorite fighter, get invested, pick somebody, get invested in them and see how they do. Ivan Beltran's 31-4. He's going to try to knock off this 39-0. You know what? I kind of like the strawweights. I'm going to watch this fight even though there's one belt on the line. I'm kind of invested because I like Beltran's skill set, but Reyes is undefeated and he's defending right now. I don't know if Beltran's won a round. He still can't win a round. Finally, Beltran gets a round, but Reyes has just been rattling him off. Beltran gets another round. Reyes comes back. Man, this is a fight. Reyes seems to be running away with it here. He might get the TKO in this last round. He doesn't. Beltran manages to survive to the bell, but it's a 115-111, and then 2 115-110s for a unanimous decision for Marco Antonio Reyes, who keeps his WBA World Strawweight title. Alan Pena, very talented fighter, and El Omar Joseph, the pride of Morocco, are going to go at it for the IBF WBO World Super Bantamweight title. Ooh, it's a round win for Pena. Morocco was looking pretty good there, but Pena brings Pueblo to their feet. Round 2. And that's a 3-round TKO. Yeah, Pena's a special fighter, huh? Gets that first round knockdown and then the 3rd round knockout. Are there any more unification fights? That's WBO Super Feather. Man, this is another crazy fight. This is very high-level stuff. Crazy that that's only for one belt. Crazy somebody has to lose that. I don't see another. Nah, there's no more unifications. Where is the next unification bout? Here we go. Kenshin Tyson versus Miguel Meza for the WBC WBO World Lightweight title is next week. Man, there's going to be so many unification fights. We really are going to have to speed through these. McCreary wants to fight. We were just going to wait one more week for guys to get off the injured list. I'm used to out of the park baseball injured list. I don't really particularly care about this fight anyway. It's going to be very one-sided. Let's just go through this fight. Place your bets, place your bets, place your bets. Ooh, big first round by Tyson. Back comes Meza. It's very even. Let's continue to watch these numbers flash on this screen. This is utterly fascinating. Tied 13-2. Very even round. Very even fight. I'm not even being sarcastic. This is a tight run fight here between Kenshin and Meza. It's a big round there for Meza, who, I mean, I guess you could say is in the lead. This is such a close fight. I can't wait till there's like an undisputed fight with one of our fighters like this where we're watching it like medium speed. Ooh, 9-0. Oh, no, it wasn't 9-0. It was 9-5. And then look at that. Meza comes in at the end of round 12 and gets a technical knockout. Yeah, look, he strung a bunch of rounds together. He took the 11th round off and then exploded in the 12th. That was very smart by Meza. Championship level IQ, championship level strategy. Let's just book. If McCreary's mad, I don't want him to be too mad. Let's just book him a fight. It says Jermaine Ramos is his only possible opponent. That's way too good of an opponent. If I book him in a showcase, I think I can probably way more easily find him more opponents. Now, yes. Ramos is just the only... Yeah, we can go outside of North America and find him somebody to beat up. Like Primo Garcia. That's a cakewalk. All right. I guess we're just setting up this event. I kind of wanted to avoid it. And put an event on with all the fighters. But I guess those two injured fighters can just come back with single fights instead. Just give him fights from the quick fight menu instead of putting him in an event. This guy's 5-29-3. He's pretty good for 5-29-3. He can get on his bike for a guy who's 5-29. This guy's also pretty good to have 22 losses. It's also funny. Some of these fighters at the game clearly spawned in with bad records aren't actually bad. Like, this guy's terrible. We're going to fight him. He's way higher up the rankings than the other guys, I think. Fitch versus Mercado and Reyes. Poor Fitch. He's from North America, so the only choices he has to start his career to fight a bunch of Mexican dudes to get up the rankings. I do not envy you. I mean, dude, the U.S. and Mexico kind of cycle back on each other in terms of boxing. Although, I mean, at this point, I feel like Mexico produces a lot more boxing talent than the U.S. I feel like the U.S. kind of, that's a pretty popular opinion to hate on, like Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia, especially right now after how they fought. I mean, Terrence Crawford just comes out of it looking excellent. He's very clearly the best American boxer at this point. If you don't think that, I don't really know. I mean, who else? There's still some Roach fans out there. Not Roach, see? Tank. Maybe there's still some Tank fans out there, but Tank's also not a great dude outside the ring. So, and by not a great dude, I mean he's pretty much a piece of shit. So I was happy to see him lose, and I definitely think he lost. I was rooting for him to lose. Very, very sincerely, he's a piece of shit. Let's see here, Harry Paris. There we go. It's an easy one for Ed Monahan. Just setting up some gimmies, guys. Just setting up some gimme. That's a big gimme. And Eric Davaca. I want to challenge Eric Davaca here because he did not convince me. That might be a little too much of a challenge, that Georgian guy. That might be not enough of a challenge. But I mean, you know what? If he loses to this guy, he's cooked. I mean, like, if you lose... This guy is maybe the challenge, the sort of even guy. Good defense to counter his power. But I don't know why we'd put him up against someone who has a counter for his skills. When this guy just has aggression. Like, this guy is a brawler with aggression. Like, if you can't handle this guy, you shouldn't have a career in the ring, and I'm just going to cut you type deal. So that's my decision on Eric Davaca. He's got one more shot, and thankfully I gave him a kind of an easy shot. I could have given him a much harder opponent. We've got a unified heavyweight title coming up here on 420. 1 week from now. I said we were going to sign fighters. I lied. We have more title fights to watch. Ryan Thompson against Gennaro Metcalf of New York, who I wanted to sign, but unfortunately we are utterly cloutless. He loses round 1 to Ryan Thompson, so, he's not worthy of us anyway. I mean. And he loses round 3. Ryan Thompson takes care of business for all of bloody old England. I think he was British. He might not have been British. I didn't double check. I'm just guessing with that name. Heinz Lessman against Kramer Poulage. Heinz Lessman with some pop and some stamina. Dangerous heavyweight, but Lessman's undefeated. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Lessman is the one with the pop and the stamina. Poulage is accurate and can take a beating, but this dude's tough. Poulage is tough. It's just a tough dude against a powerful guy who can punch forever. I'm taking Lessman here. I'm backing Lessman here. Good first round for the man. Good second round. Lessman's up 2-0. 3-0 for Lessman. Beating down on him. Ooh, and it's a big comeback round for Poulage. We told you he was tough. We told you he can take punishment. He can wear it in the later rounds. And it's pretty much dead heat through 5. And it's a big round through Poulage, who I'm pretty sure just pulled back even. But Lessman's got an injured right hand. That could be playing a role here. He injured it round 3. And Poulage has far less energy, though. About half the energy. And it's another dead even round here. This is such a close fight. Ooh, and Lessman with a big round to pull away and knock Poulage's energy off. And now he's got 3 rounds to expend that 30% and put a beat down on the Kosovoan. And it's a knockdown and a TKO. And I was right. Heinz Lessman, the new IBF WBO World Heavyweight Champion. Thank you very much. The Heavyweight Champion of the world. We got another title fight here. I do believe it's Ron Lamb versus Cusimano. Man. This is another banger of a fight. Very, very even. Lamb taking the lead again. Lamb out in front. Another even round. This is just such a close fight. You pick them. I just noticed this is only for 1 belt, but I mean, hey, was that not entertaining to you guys? Duili Cusimano, new WBC champion. Is there another unification bout? No, that's just for WBC. I want unification. I don't see any unification here. Nope, no more unification bouts, so that's going to be it for that. Interesting to see if Oscar Martinez will win, though. Liked him, talked about him before. There we go. Round 2 TKO for Oscar Martinez. Steve Irvin and... Sorry, who else? Wait, let's just do individual fights. Oh, Cottrell can fight too. Maybe we will do a little 3-fight showcase here. Just in the function room. The function. Yeah, we can add 3 fights. Danis Doodoo, bro. Go beat Danis Doodoo. Reynaldo Ortiz. That's gonna be a banger of a fight. Why would we set him up with that much of a banger? That's gonna be a war. Can we set him up against someone who's gonna beat? Please, this is boxing. Jack Frost. There's too many jokes. There's too many jokes to make. I can't pick one. Boxing manager on fucking ice, bro. Jack Frost out here. I mean, marketing is marketing. He's from Australia. Danis Doodoo. It's probably Danis Doodoo. That's probably really offensive that I'm making fun of it. I mean, come on. His name is Doodoo, bro. You see it. You know what it is. It's not offensive. His name is fucking goofy as hell, bro. Let's see. Any new title fights? I don't see any. Ooh. Here we go. This looks like this is already going to be Ricardo Martinez versus Alan Fina. That's going to be a bit of a banger. Dominican versus Mexico. Oh, yeah. That is what you pay the price of admission for. When is this going to be? July 20th. So it's going to be a while, but man, that's a banger for the Undisputed. And then Yusupov is going to fight Ray Akine for 3 of the super middleweight belts. That's going to be an awesome fight as well. All right, man. It is all popping off. Sador Yusupov. Is that a different guy? I think it is. Super welterweight. Fighting for the WBO super welterweight belt. And we've got an event in a week. And Devaka gets a knockdown in the first round. That's great to see. We wanted to give him a new shot. All right. So we've given him a shot here against some bad opposition, and he gets a round 3 KO. That was a very solid performance from Devaka. 46-4. He crushed that dude. What an impressive performance. So Eric Devaka, the A side and the B side, the 2 sides of Eric Devaka, as Tony Seals goes out against a, let's be honest, kind of inferior opposition and does his business. 2-0. Easy fight there. Hopefully Monahan could treat this the same way. Rough first round, but I think he might have stolen it. And he gets knocked down. All right, so we're going to go fast here. We're going to put him... It's a 10-rounder. So let's do jab and move instead of cover up. I'd like to create some offense. But we're going to lock in here. We don't want Ed Monahan to lose. Man, these rounds are real slow. Fast is real slow compared to very fast. Tell you what. Very fast, the rounds go by pretty much immediately. That's why I kind of try to avoid it. I would say it still is my favorite speed. It gets you right to the result. He chokes that round away. Wow. All right, let's go to the body. Let's go to the body. Okay. Wow. I regret going to fast as a lot just happened there. Fast. We're gonna go to pile on pressure. If we get KO'd, we get KO'd. It is what it is. We need to. I shouldn't have said anything. I doubt he's gonna get up. He's at 9%. He does get up at the count of 7. But we've been knocked down 2 times at this point. We're way down in this fight. We're going to have to absolutely reel off rounds. We're going to have to win round after round after round to make up for this. And we're definitely out of energy now. 2 punches landed in the round. Pile on pressure was the wrong decision. Let's just go natural style and see what happens. But this looks like it's going to be a bad loss for Ed Monahan, who I was definitely a little excited about. But it also highlights that, we need to sign some fighters and dedicate some time to fighter dev because we haven't been doing that enough yet. We managed to get around there pretty decisively also, which is good. So let's stay on natural style. We're going to have to win pretty much every round here to turn the scorecards away from the 2 knockdowns we've suffered. Because at least in traditional boxing scoring, that would make each of those rounds 10-8. So we need to keep winning rounds. We didn't win that one. I mean, we had a lot of ring control, so maybe they did give that one to us. If they did, it's just 1 point. We've got to make something happen here. He's a lot closer to the TKO than we are, but I'm too afraid to chase it because of how the last pile on pressure round went. I don't know the pile on pressure is our right decision. Look for KO might be a little smarter. We could think about that. But we're not winning this fight at this point. I am going to look for KO. Let's see if that works, because we've got to try to get a knockdown. And we're so far from getting KO'd ourselves that if he lands something big. We have suffered 2 knockdowns, but we're healthy right now. We're 38% TKO. We've broken our right hand. That's not great. So we tell him to go for the TKO and he breaks his hand. Well, he tried then, didn't he? We're here. We're in this. We go back to natural style. He lands 5 punches to start the round. But this ended up being an exciting fight, albeit against a fighter with a bad record. It's another really close round. Can we steal it at the end? Such a close round. Who knows? All right, let's see what the scorecards are. 94-94, 93-95 loss, 93-95 loss. And just that last little exchange at the end in that final round probably actually did make the difference between us winning and losing that fight, because I doubt they gave us that final round. Paris came on strong at the end and probably took it. And just that 1 point made the difference. That's a very narrow loss for Ed Monahan, but it's against an opposition he really should be beating. And it goes to show you once again the power of low ring IQ, just having 4 ring IQ. We need to go into Ed Monahan's page and make sure that weakness is covered off, that he doesn't have low ring IQ anymore, because thankfully that's something you can level up in this game. Maybe not so much in real boxing, but in real life you can. But in this game you can definitely level up a fighter's ring IQ. Episode 3, and I'm already confusing this game for real life. It's a first round knockout for Andy Fitch. That's not surprising. That was a complete setup of a fight. They were setups, kid. All your fights were setups. You're no good. He's gonna knock you out. This guy's got one. This guy's just terrible. This is also a setup. Irving Fitch has absolutely no excuse. Come on. This dude should be out of there already. It's round 4. It's like one of those things where it's like, should I be unimpressed that you haven't beaten the guy yet? Kind of. Pile on pressure. Let's go. He actually loses the last round. 59-53 for Irving Fitch. But so far, he's just got a draw and that kind of a lame UD win over bad opposition. I wanted him to knock him out. Here comes David Flores. This is a really funny fighter. He's just got a bunch of 9s and 7s. He's like, is he even that bad? He doesn't have any 3s or like 2s. He's like kind of okay. He's good at taking punishment. This guy's definitely another cherry pick, another throwaway kind of fighter who's just there to lose, but he's kind of good at it, low key, no? He's kind of good at it. He doesn't totally suck. Like if David, he's also a heavyweight. He could land a punch. Yeah. He's giving me a scrap. He's giving David Flores a throwdown. He is giving David Flores an absolute throwdown, but we're winning every round. Until that one. Oh, he knocked him out. He knocked him out in round 6. He got him down to 58% to 1%. Yeah, that's the kind of ratio in this game where it gets real dangerous. When you still have a lot of energy and he doesn't, that's where the knockouts start flowing. But Flores doesn't have a lot of punch power. He's a very defensive heavyweight. I don't like his mix of being reliant on defense and his low on the canvas, because he's really going to have to be relying on defense, because once he goes down, he might not get back up. McCreary versus Primo Garcia. This is another absolute hand-me. This is just absolutely handed to him on a silver platter, and McCreary takes his second win. So let's just work these records up, man. There should not be a lot of suspense in many of these fights. There should be some easy one-sided fights, and our fighters should be racking up some wins and some experience and some XP if they are any good at all. I found a good fighter here in Jermaine Ramos. We're going to sign him to a 4-fight contract. I'll show you guys. Again, ring IQ needs work, but pretty solid around the board. I'm impressed by the punching power. The punching actually isn't fantastic, but good intelligence, good stamina. We can work on the conditioning. We can work on the ring IQ. Those are two things that are pretty easy to improve with some easy wins and some XP growth. Nice reach, 77.4 inches also. A little bit of a late bloomer starting at 26, but that's not unusual for this game. We've also signed James Darter to a contract, another low ring IQ fighter, but he's got a lot to work with. Good defense, good aggression, good punching power. Doesn't cut easily. Low stamina is concerning. His chin seems like it's already been cracked. That's sort of what that gives the impression of, that little bar right there. That's part green, part red. So it gives the impression that his chin has been cracked and has slid down to a 12, but that doesn't make any sense because he's 0-0. But he's 5'11", skillful. And I think he's got a little upside from Gloucester City, New Jersey. That's the main reason I signed him. Fewest fans I've ever seen, 54. So let's see if we can get him a little bit of a fan base, get him a little clout going, get him some Twitter followers, X followers. Sorry, it's 2025. I'm a total boomer, apparently. Setting up what should be a pretty good scrap here between David Flores and Pablo Lugovidas. Showcase event. But just more volume fights. But that main event's going to be a banger. Yeah, I think maybe we do give him this kind of challenge. There's nobody in the top 200 for him like there was for Flores, but I think Gennaro Delgado is a good matchup. It's just two pretty even fights for you guys here at the top of the card, so that should be fun. Even though we'll probably schedule them first, because for some reason the first fights you book. I swear it works the opposite for the main events later on in the game. The showcases of a showcase of boxing talent events They book in reverse for some reason. I don't really know why. It's a shame that this Seals Delgado fight's only going to be 6 rounds. I wish that you booked the main event first. That kind of is how that should work. Let's just give Ramos a setup. It's his first fight. Let's give him an easy one. I like Lloyd Kid Winkler. Is it Lloyd Kid Winkler? I think Max Rice needs a challenge. He needs a prove-it fight. I think Lloyd Kid Winkler is a good one for him to see if he's actually got it. It's only going to be 6 rounds, so if it's non-conclusive, it's non-conclusive. But I think we're getting ready close to a point where we can actually book some main events. I remember I didn't book main events for way too long the first time I played this game. If it's going to be this much easier and more convenient to book the main events than these cards that are kind of confusing me because of the upside down order, like what is the main event? What's on the undercard? What's the main event and what's the co-main or whatever? Lucky Duploy. Honestly, another kind of funny name. I can't lie. I feel bad. I feel bad making fun of so many names, but there's just a lot of funny names. Why else do you play sports manager games than to laugh at all the funny names, dude? Funny name generator. James Darter versus Dustin Fox is a great white dude name matchup. James Darter versus Dustin Fox, Dad. Remember, dude, who you got, Dad? James Darter or Justin Fox, Dad? And Eric Devaka versus Lucky Duploy. Max Rice versus Lloyd Kid Winkler. This might be the first legendary card. This may be the first truly legendary card of the entire save. Should be in a 20,000-seat arena, not a 2,000-seat arena. Absolute showcase of boxing talent. As here comes Irvin versus Doodoo, as all of the fans who are going, it's Doodoo! You're racist! You're racist against people from Ghana! How? That his name sounds like Doodoo. I don't understand that opinion. I don't understand that. Ghana's awesome. There's a ton of great fighters from Ghana. Is that Oscar Martinez? Oh, man. That's a fight. Dude, we have ourselves a fight that just got signed up for. Whoo-wee! Oh, boy. Are you seeing what I'm seeing? We've already talked about Teddy Molinor and Oscar Martinez. We have our first super fight of the whole save. The 10th of August, 2024, for every dang belt they can think of at light heavyweight. Every belt they can dig out from under a trash can. Every single belt that has ever been given out for anything in this division is at stake between 40-0 Oscar Martinez and 40-0 Teddy Molinor. This is why you tune in. Imagine when our fighters are actually going to be in these fights. Come on now. Our second gym has a record of 1-2. You know what? We signed some new guys. Hopefully they can improve that. All right, it's XP spending time. We're obviously going to level up David Flores' ring IQ. Oh, that's all we can do. Can Tony Seals do? That take punishment and conditioning both need to go up. I think take punishment is a little more important. Again, that's all we can do. Just one. He's still young, so it's all good. Andy Fitch. I would like your defense to be better. And that's funny. I wish we could do more than one on that one, especially. Irvin, nothing. That's funny. Is Steve Irvin a finished product? He's only 19. I'd love to be able to add more. Oh, it could just be that we're down on a... I don't really understand how the influence point system works. No, we still have something left. Ricardo Cottrell. I'd say what he really needs is punching power, but leveling up defense is never a bad thing. Especially when you can make it go from an orange number to a yellow number when you do it. It takes punishment is just A1 for Earl Hanks. Earl Hanks. Gabriel McCreary. Who is Earl Hanks? Bro, where did I see that? I have no clue who Earl Hanks is. Well, Earl Hanks is a ghost fighter. Oh, there we go. That's where I saw Earl Hanks. He's our trainer. Okay, cool. I was wondering where that name came from out of the friggin' blue, out of the ether into my brain. Just attacking my mind. Earl Hanks. What? Is that some baseball player from the 70s? XP growth. Nothing. No XP growth for Fitch. Probably no XP growth for Monahan because he lost. Yeah. Jermaine Ramos is brand new. He's good, though, man. Look, I'm excited. Let's see what he can do. Seriously. Max Rice. I wish he had XP growth. He doesn't. Eric Devaka, can't imagine he does. No. If you lose, you don't get XP growth. And James Darter's brand new, so he doesn't have XP growth either. And I mean, I guess we can check for new scouting, but you know what? I don't think there's going to be anybody that new. Errol Richard doesn't really seem like it. We haven't had a featherweight yet, but Pablo Roach isn't any good. Mike Quattarocci. Does he want to sign for us? Heavyweight? Nah. Okay. So we're going to sign Gervonta Williams. He's going to be our first amateur. This is how you sign amateurs. You go to the Amateur World Championships over here on... Man, I got to go back a lot of screens. Amateur World Championships right here on this screen. And you click through to the juniors. You click through to... There's 2 North American. This is going to be older guys, so I don't think you can sign anybody over the age of 20 off this screen, so it's better to go down here to North American. This would be the junior champions. And this is where we found Gervonta Williams, who we're going to approach, and we're going to confirm his signing. And now we have our first amateur fighter in Gervonta Williams, who it says right here, he will not turn 18 until he is over the age of 18 and is tried out for 1 Olympic tournament, which is not that big. A lot of fighters have... a lot more extensive list of requirements to go pro. That's a pretty short requirement to go pro. He's just got to try out for 1 Olympic tournament, and then he'll be ready to turn pro. So that's pretty great. He might turn pro right at 18, so we're going to have a new fighter in 3 years who's probably going to be pretty good. He'll just come right to us instead of going out to free agency and maybe getting signed by somebody else. And it's definitely worth noting that a lot of the best fighters in this game that you're going to end up having in any given save are going to come from being signed this way. Look at Jesus Cardo. Let's see if we can get him too. We're going to bring him in. No doubt about it. And let's shift the focus off heavyweights because we found Rico Hartman here, who's a 6'2" middleweight with an 83.7-inch reach from the depths of Mephistopheles. Only 9 physical conditioning, a little worrying. I tried to sign him, but we don't have manager points. We will soon, but not right now. And I don't know if that's the first guy we're going to sign when we do have those manager points, though, because everything is always so subject to change. But we brought in 2 pretty solid super heavyweights here. Super heavyweights do just turn into regular heavyweights when it comes time to turn pro. Super heavyweight is only a division in amateur boxing, not in real boxing, just like in real life. So we're going to do these 2 more events and then end the episode off there. Got Anthony Rio versus Dario Velasquez. Is this a total setup? It is. So we're going to go fastest. Yep. And Anthony Rios, kick his ass, please. Great first round. Good second round. Great third round. Gets the knockdown and the knockout. Stumbles to his feet at the count of 8 and then gets the TKO. So it's a round 3 win for Sir Anthony Rios as we continue to pump up his record and get him some more XP. Cotterill has looked very good against the utterly ridiculously named Jack Frost. He loses the first round to Jack Frost. You lost to a fucking snowman. He's still losing to a snowman, so we're going to put this on fast. We just told him to go to the body. Let's turn it back to natural style and see if his natural style does not include being beat by an inanimate pile of ice who he just knocked out. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. He managed to knock down a second knockdown. Is Jack Frost out of there? No. He's absolutely pummeling Jack Frost, though. He does not believe in the spirit of Christmas at all. It's the 15th of June. Yeah. Frost melted in the June heat. Frost melted in the summer heat. You'd figure, being from Gold Coast, Australia, he'd know how to handle it, but nope. 2 third-round knockdowns, and that's it. Ricardo Cottrell finally has a knockout, which is great given that he's a heavyweight, and he should probably be knocking people out all the time. But it's also worth noting that he got outlanded in both those rounds by, again, a snowman. He got outlanded in all 3 rounds, actually. He got outlanded in each 2. And finally, everyone can stop whinging and whining at me for pronouncing his name Doodoo. Can we please just go and destroy this guy? Can we please just go knock this guy out so we can forget he ever existed? Steve Irvin, thank you. 2 knockdowns in the first round, and Doodoo is in fact Doodoo. I stand by everything that I ever said. You have no right to be offended. And Ricardo Cottrell Ricardo Cottrell is still undefeated. And he's just signed a new contract with MC Fight Promotions. Did he sign with MC Promotions New York City, or did he sign with MC Promotions NYC? Oh, that's our fighter. Okay. Is there a big title fight? There's one coming up in a couple weeks, but no, there's no big title fight. Yusupov is going to probably beat this guy up. Guy's just a stamina beast. Let's give McCreary a new contract. He's the best fighter we have. Give him a 5 fight. And time for what's going to be, I'm sure, an absolutely awesome card. Some really, really great fights on this card. And wait, let's see. And it, strangely enough, doesn't seem to have the headliner going first. It actually has them in the order that I wanted them to go in, so that's great too. Flores is going to be the headliner. Sold fewer tickets for this one, unfortunately. Not quite sure why. Darter should be able to take care of Justin Fox, but he's only got 4 ring IQ. Dustin Fox has ring IQ on him and stamina, so you never know. This could be a dangerous fight for Darter if he doesn't get off to a good start. Even first round. Crawls back into the second round. You saw there was a good start there by Fox in that round, but Darter managed to crawl back in. It's another just close, slow round. This is a pretty boring fight. I'm kind of feeling pile on pressure, maybe look for KO. Okay, he gets a knockdown, so I'm definitely going to look for KO. I might look for KO and then pile on pressure. We lost that round looking for the KO, so I'm definitely going to pile on pressure now in the last round here and try to win it. It's a close round, but they're going to call the fight for us. 58-55 on 2 cards and then 59-54 on the other. It is an undisputed decision win for James Darter, and that knockdown I think went a long, long way in a fight that could have been scored much differently. He doesn't do a great job against inferior opposition, but he does well enough to stay on his contract. Divaca versus Duploy might be a banger. This is one we might want to slow down if one more round doesn't go our way. We're gonna. I think Divaca's our fighter. Divaca's going to jab and move. But Divaca has been one of our less impressive fighters, so he's sort of on the edge of getting cut from the roster right now, and he's putting a decent case out for it. Getting outlanded 46-17, 8-1 in terms of strikes. We tell him to jab and move, and instead of boxing, he just gets beat up. Which maybe he can't jab and move. Maybe he's not a good enough boxer to actually jab and move. Let's go back to natural style, which his natural style hasn't seemed to really do him any good thus far. And if you're mad about me being mean to my fighters, this is Boxing Manager. I get to be so much nicer at OOTP. I feel like my mannerisms are just so much nicer and more matter of fact in OOTP. And here I just have to rip on these dudes because you're getting beat up. You're just getting your ass kicked. 67-38, 10-2 on power punches. I mean, he's feeling every one of those, no? I maybe should have gone to the body here. Man, he just gets on a run and just starts walloping us. We haven't landed anything. We went up like 8-0, and now he's put 20 punches in a row or something on it. Of course Lucky Duploy won that round. We pretty much have to go for broke. So at least we can go for broke and sit back and see what happens. He starts landing power punches. Maybe Divaca's just a go for broke guy. He gets a knockdown. Is he going to win? Is Divaca do it? Did Divaca do it? Divaca did it! Divaca did it. Oh, that is the first great knockout of the save. What a comeback knockout in the last round for Eric Divaca. I told you this was going to be a great night of fights. He got absolutely walloped in there in every conceivable category down to ring control. And he came back in that last round of the go for broke and just took it to Lucky Duploy. That was an awesome fight. I kind of want to run it back. What do you say about Divaca versus Duploy too? I think Divaca might slowly turn into one of those fighters who has some losses on his record, who we like and who we stick to. I don't really know about that. He's just not quite good enough. We're gonna have to spend a little too much XP to get him up above even 12 in a lot of categories. Unfortunately, I don't know if his ring IQ or his punching accuracy or his defense is ever going to be where it needs to be. But we're going to keep a close eye on his record. He is a native New York product, so we're going to keep a close eye on his record and see what happens, because as long as he stays as long as we can manage to keep him above 500, at this point I kind of want to keep him around, but that's subject to change. That's always subject to change. This is a cruel game. The fight game is a cruel mistress. It's called the fight game for a reason, because we are literally fighting. People are literally fighting one another. They're literally going to punch each other in the face. And Irving Finch, great defensive fighter. So we know we have cover up to lean on if he gets in any trouble, but he wins the first round pretty soundly. Takes the second round. He's just out punching this guy. He is just out punching this guy. He is still out punching this guy. Let's go to the body. It's a 10-rounder for some reason, so we have time to go to the body. Work him down. He's got that 1% left, and I'm afraid he's going to have a little burst in him, so I'm going to use cover up. You guys might think that's funny. Okay, and now we add that round. He used that 1% not that effectively, and now we can just beat him down. Just keep that pile on pressure, and we're going to get the TKO in round 9. And Irving Fitch has a second career victory. So that's a good sign. Max Rice versus Lloyd Kid Winkler. This thing might get out of hand. It's only a 6-rounder, so we're going to watch this on fast. This should be a fun one. Quick start by Max Rice. He wants to assuage any concerns that I have about that one loss. About that one loss on his record. He wants to show that he's the guy who's going to be able to lose in this promotion and get away with it. Who's going to be able to lose and stay. But, I mean, he's got a better base skill set. If he wants to be that sort of grit grinder of the promotion, that gritty guy who gets in there and just fights every night, that fan favorite, that Clay Guida. The Clay Guida of MC Promotions. That's what the real competition is. Who's going to be that legend? Who's going to be that underground pit dog who all the fans know, all the fans swear about in 10, 15 years? He could have been the champ. Nah, you don't know. You don't understand. He was a road warrior, the Mickey Ward. Max Rice, Mickey Ward, I see no difference at all. They're going to make movies about Max Rice. Or Devaka, whoever wins this competition. It's probably going to be some random guy. Let's be honest. It's going to be some random fighter that we get in the future. It's not going to be either of these dudes. But I promise you there will be that guy who we really don't mind when he loses because all of his fights are just bangers. And this fight's turning into a banger too. He put Winkler right on the ropes, 93%. I think this is a good time to go to the body and try to break down that last 39% of his energy. But we got him right up to like 90-something, and we couldn't finish. And we're still dominating. Oh, he comes back with a little bit. Couple power punches. Pretty good comeback from Winkler here. I think he took that round. He did. He should have taken. Oh, maybe. Man, that was close. A nice flurry there from Max Rice at the end as he comes back. And the judges apparently say he's up 3-1. But this is an entertaining fight. We have such an energy edge on him, though. 66-7. That's why you go to the body there in that round. All that work we did was apparently body work. Those 20 punches, those big combos at the end, they all affected him. Knocked his energy all the way down to 7%, and he's got nothing to offer back. We're outstriking him 13-5. Starts to crawl back in a little bit. We need to start throwing. And we do, and now he's knocked down to 0%, and we're going to be able to pile on pressure here in the last round and hopefully get a finish. Finish we've been looking for the whole fight. I think this fight deserves a finish. I think this is a good time for Max Rice to get his first career KO. What do you guys say? Just keep piling it on. It's only 1 minute left. The real question is who's going to beat the Jake Paul of the save? We should just actually go to if there's some fighter who comes in at a late age and starts a career and becomes a champion, we should just pretend that it's some influencer boxer who came in and actually doesn't suck. That'd be a fun little storyline to build. But just some banger fights on this card so far. Just some banger fights. I love that win for Max Rice. I think that's a big moment in Max Rice's career. I wish he would have gotten the KO. Ramos versus Tona. Whoops. Go to the show. Let's see. Man, okay, this is a setup for Ramos in his first career fight. Oh, I should have done faster. I'll do faster for the next ones because this is going to be a beatdown, I think. I don't think Tona has much to say about Ramos at all. Ramos has a completely different level of skill set. Really great discovery for us, though, Jermaine Ramos. I think he's got a really big future. One of the better prospects of the promotion right now. Another good round. Another good round. I mean, this should just be easy. All right, let's pile on pressure here. Try to get the KO. I ain't messing around. Just get that KO. Let's go back to natural style so we can put it back on natural pressure because I feel like when you leave it on one thing for too long, it starts to lose effectiveness. It starts to lose effectiveness. And there we go. There's our TKO. Kind of had to chase it for a while, but we got it. It took 8 rounds, but Ramos gets his first career knockout. Andy Fitch versus Paul Gonsalves. second gym is now 3-2. Haha, take that. Gonsalves looks like a setup, but he's a pretty tough dude. He's got good stamina, good defense. This might be a tough fight for Andy Fitch. It's going to be 10 rounds, so we're going to start on fastest. But if Fitch gets in trouble, we'll go to fast. Nah, Fitch seems to be running away with it here, up 2-0, not taking any damage at all. And a 29 punch, 6 power punch third round closes it out, and he gets that round 3 TKO. So Andy Fitch with another win. And Seals versus Delgado. This is only going to be 6 rounds. I'm sorry that I went through the first round that fast. Round 2. This should be a banger. Glad this is the co-main. But it's more power punches for Delgado right now. But here comes Seals with some power punches comboing off. Now Delgado comes back to even it up. Here comes Seals back again. Seals again. Delgado to even it up. Seals takes the lead, and it's such a close round. This is a absolute war right now. Delgado starts off the exchange again. Delgado goes on a big run. 10 straight unanswered punches in the first minute of round 3. Has Seals on the back foot. Seals needs to start striking. He needs to start throwing. Throws a big punch and wobbles Delgado. Pushes him back against the ropes to end the round. They both land, but there's no recovery there for Tony Seals. Seals needs to go to the body. He can really only go to the body for 1 round in a 6-rounder, and hopefully he doesn't start countering. Delgado hasn't yet. It's a dominant performance so far. Here, 2 minutes into this round, he's up 12 punches to 0. Delgado lands a 4-punch combo, starts to crawl back in, landing power punches. 3 power punches. The game says Tony Seals won that round, and he did good body work. We head back to natural style for Seals, who is just, this is a close fight. It's literally back and forth, according to the scorecards here, but that last round was tight. Tight, like Tuco Salamanca taking a bump. $10 to 1, $11 to 1. It's another great round for Seals here. Big, important round to take the lead in the fight. There's a power punch from Delgado, but it's not enough. Tony Seals isn't really power punching enough. Is that his game? Accurate as all get out. But no, it isn't his game. Punch power is only 11. So it makes sense. I'm tempted to pile on pressure here. I think that might not be smart because we're dealing with a skilled opponent, and I don't want to get countered back. So I'm just going to do natural style. And if that backfires, that's unfortunate. But it's also Tony Seals' fault because it's natural style. So I'm telling you to fight your own style. And he's just sitting here and throwing 2 punches. He was conceding ring control there for a while, but then he steps back into the middle of the ring and combos off. Does a really good job there closing out the fight, actually. Although Delgado only had 3 punches in, and he just stopped punching. And then finally tries to add some at the end of the fight. But it's a close, unanimous decision win for Tony Seals. Were the exact scorecards, view results, 59-55, 59-55, and 58-56. So a UD for Tony Seals. That is the right call. He did a good job closing out that last round. That was a very close and very fun fight, just like we thought it would be. And it's time for the main event of the evening. A 10-round heavyweight banger between David Flores and a not-too-bad fighter and Pablo Lugo Viedas, who I think 5-9 with 1 knockouts is a little bit unfair to. A 3-take punishment isn't great. It might be a situation where I put him on look for KO right out of the gates. This is a heavyweight fight after all. We do give Vedas a chance to land a big punch first, but then Flores comes back. Flores with 2 big power punches, 3 big power punches. It's a very even first round, though. We tell him to look for the KO, and that doesn't happen. Who knows? Whew. Banger of a first round as they stand and trade there. Sorry, of a second round as they stand and trade there. Oh, no, sorry, it was the first round. It says round 2, 0-0, but that was round 1. Yeah, okay. The big round 1, 23-19. Lots of action, just slugging back and forth. It looked like Viedas was going to get it there, but Flores stole it back at the last second. Pretty boring first minute of the round. Flores takes the initiative and the advantage. Pushes a little further. Bites down on his mouthpiece and just pushes through the round. Nothing happened there at the end of the round. Actually, I say bite down his mouthpiece, and he proceeds to not do that at all. Nobody threw anything for the last minute of that round, but it's a 2-0 lead for Flores. I mean, if his strategy is to approach this fight tactically. That seems like what he's doing right now. It's kind of moving at a slow pace for a heavyweight exchange. It's almost like they expect it to go to decision. It's a big round for Vietas. And, man, he's really throwing 17, 18. Finally, Flores trying to crawl back into the round. Lands some big shots. Big, important shots there to the head. Maybe they might even score that round for us. Whoops, they might even score that round for us on power shots. That was a very impressive comeback round there in the second half by David Flores, and I'm kind of tempted to pile on pressure here because we just got some momentum right there. We need to keep that momentum, and it's 3 punches right off rip, 5 punches in the first minute. Big power shot halfway into the round. Vietas attempts a comeback, but Flores is slamming him. He's trying to stick that jab and get back in the scoring with Flores. There's no power shots coming from Flores right now. We need a power shot. And we let Vietas sneak back into that round. That's a little concerning. So we're going to go natural style. I guess we only had the energy to pile on the pressure for the first half of that round. We're ahead in energy. I kind of regret not going to the body there because Vietas is doing good work now and trying to crawl back into this thing. We haven't thrown a punch. You got to throw a punch 2 minutes into the fifth round, and he just hasn't thrown anything. And now he's going to try to crawl back into it, but it's definitely too little too late. That's the first probably clear Vietas round of the entire night, actually. These 2 rounds might not have gone to him, but he does have the ring control, so I don't like this. It seems like it's slipping away from us a little bit. We're definitely going to go to the body here for Flores. And again, it's a bad start to the round as Vietas just starts comboing off on us, and okay. Yeah, now we get back into it. Flores landed the jab. It's a cut over his eye for Vietas. We already have 2 cuts over our eyes, though. As we come back into the round, it's even. Tit for tat. Not a lot of power punches. And again, it's just a completely even round. We're going to go back to natural style. And then I think we're going to go to the body if he still has any energy. But now we go back to natural style and 3 power punches. He's whooping us right now. That was a bad decision, as he might be taking the lead in this fight right now with an explosive round 7. Those 2 cuts are not helping us. We need to cover up right now. We need to cover up for the next round. 4 power punches, 24-3. No ring control at all. And Vietas is taking control of this fight. 5 straight rounds for Vietas as Diego Flores is in some trouble. And I think that's a smart thing. We're going to cover up and use our defensive skills and see if we can catch him in a trap. And it's an immediate power punch. But we need to keep power punching. We need to keep using that power and that accuracy, or what power we have, our defensive acumen and our accuracy. And it's still not enough. That's a big shot right there. And that's a Flores round. I like that a lot. And we're going to utilize our aggression with pile-on pressure here in round 9. It's 2 punches off rip. This is a big, important round of this fight and for Flores' career to not suffer a loss to a 5-9 fighter in his 4th career professional fight, even though the streets know that Vietas can actually throw down. And that's why we booked this main event. And it's another just razor-thin round, but he comes in and steals it at the end. If you didn't give that round to Vietas, I don't know what to tell you. And what do we do here? I mean, do we go for broke? I like his... I think he's a pretty safe fighter to go for broke with, especially in a situation like this because of his good defensive skills might prevent him from getting counterpunched and the good aggression, but he doesn't really have the power or the accuracy that you'd hope. But Flores is just going to have to get it done out here going for broke because he's down. We've just let Vietas steal round after round after round from us here. And he's just not throwing. He needs to go out and throw. I tell him to go for broke, and he doesn't go for broke. I don't know what to say. Lands a couple punches to the body. It's a very weak round 10, and that's definitely a Vietas victory. 96-93 on all 3 scorecards. Oh, my God. Wow. Boxing Manager with the realism. That was an absolute robbery. We did not win that fight. We won 3 rounds out of 9. And somehow, I can't even begin. I mean, we didn't have ring control in any of the last 9 rounds. You can't even say that we... I mean, did we win on power punches? Like, maybe. That's astonishing. I cannot believe that we escaped that with a victory. Dude, David Flores just robbed Pablo Lugo Vietas. That might need a run back. I mean, everyone's going to wonder why he got a rematch with a guy who's 5-10, but I mean, He won that fight. We lost that fight. I don't know what else to say. That was an absolute robbery by us. We must have paid that ref clean off. We must have paid that ref off in the locker room before the fight to get that one. That boxing manager has never been more realistic. What an episode. What an ending to the episode. When we come back, we're going to watch this Yusupov title fight. That was a blast, man. I half expected. I was like, because I saw the score come in 96-93, which would have been for Flores. And I was like, that's not right. I was literally reacting to it as if they were scores for, I already forgot his name. Lots of names in this game for Vietas. I was reacting as if the scores were for Vietas. And then when the name Flores came up, I was floored, no pun intended. Absolutely awesome. I cannot believe we got that robbery in our favor. All right. Peace out. See you guys the next one. Oh, boxing manager, boxing manager, boxing manager.